Am I a hole for letting our son use his untouched college fund as a down payment on a house, and not using it to pay off our daughter's student loans? Our son just graduated college. He was extremely studious in high school, and was able to get a full scholarship to the school of his choice. The college fund we saved for him therefore went untouched. Our daughter is a couple years older than our son. Despite our best efforts, she was never the greatest student, so while she was able to go to college, she received no scholarship money. The college fund we saved for her, which actually amounted to a little more than we saved for our son, covered about half her tuition, with loans making up the rest. Our son did extremely well in college and graduated with a great job. We therefore decided to gift him his college fund to use as a down payment on a house, and with the stock market's gains over the last 4 years, it's grown quite a bit since he went off to school. Our daughter was furious when she found out that our son's college fund went towards him buying a house. She said that he's already way ahead of her in life, since he graduated debt-free with a much better paying job than our daughter's, and it's not fair to put him even further ahead. She maintains the fair thing to have done is to have put our son's fund towards paying off her loans. Both my husband, our son and I think our daughter is being entitled, but she told some of our extended family how unfair we're being and they are taking her side. Are we somehow the unfair ones here? Story 2. Am I a hole for causing my husband to miss my doctor appointment that he wanted to go to? As some of you know, we've lately been experiencing a rise in temperature and is bringing so much stress and discomfort. I'm 4 months pregnant and had an important appointment with the doctor, and since my husband's car wasn't working, we called an Uber instead. We got inside and my husband started complaining about few things like the driver driving slow, the driver taking long/busy roads, then complained about the AC not functioning properly. He went on a rant about how reckless and lazy Uber drivers have become to not have a proper AC to make customers feel comfortable when it's hot outside. The driver kept turning the AC up and inside of the car was freezing. Still my husband kept complaining about poor service. The driver offered to roll down the window and my husband called him an idiot as it won't do any good because there was no wind outside. The driver politely told him he didn't appreciate his tone, to which my husband loudly replied that if he wasn't being an asshole he would have spoken to him politely. The driver pulled over and asked him to step out. My husband got mad, argued with the man, then got out and told me to get out as well. I told him nope, I don't have to because I wasn't the one who called the driver an asshole. He called me unbelievable to be siding with some random Uber driver over him. I told him it's not about taking sides, I have an important appointment that I waited for and I couldn't be late for. And if I were to take sides, then truth be told the driver didn't do or say anything wrong, but my husband on the other hand. He called me selfish. All I was thinking about was myself and ignoring the fact that he was being repeatedly disrespected and mistreated by the driver. He gave me one last chance to get out so we could get another Uber, BHT. I refused to get out because I already paid and I was already late. He asked if I was sure about this decision. I said yes. He shut the door and the driver drove off. My husband was home waiting for me looking pissed as hell. He asked me if I had great time riding in that Uber after what the driver did. He then said he missed the chance to be with me in the doctor appointment because I selfishly kept him out and sided with the driver. I replied he was being disrespectful from the beginning, then escalated by yelling at the driver and calling him an asshole, so he rightfully got kicked out the car. I said if he cared so much about attending the appointment with me, he wouldn't have behaved like that. He kept sulking and claiming I wasn't being supportive of him as my partner who took time off work to come with me and support me. Story 3. AITA for telling my friend that no one was going to like the food she was serving at her wedding. To preface this, we live in the South, USA. I'm a bridesmaid in my friend's wedding. The maid of honor to be specific. Therefore, I am helping her plan a lot of her ideas and DIY some stuff. Her fiancé is in the military and currently in a different state, so he can't help that much with the wedding right now on the little stuff. She likes sort of unique things and tries to fit into a certain aesthetic on almost everything she does. The other day we were discussing what kind of caterer she wanted. I told her the first thing to do was figure out what type of food she wanted and then choose a caterer based off of that. Well, after a few days she texted me and told me she found the perfect style food and was ready to go sample some caterers. I asked her for details, but she said she wanted to keep it a secret, but she wanted me to go with her to sample and I would find out then. I agreed. Well, when we arrived to an old Roman or Greek? I'm unsure, shop/place, I'm a little confused. She tells me to trust her on this, so I try and let it go as I like trying new foods anyways. The food we sample was just not something I like. It was olives, the expensive, strong smelling, cheese, and some random dried berries and nuts. I'm not a picky eater, but I just didn't like it and I honestly wasn't sure how this could even be a meal, maybe finger foods but not a meal. It has very odd tastes. I asked my friend if her plan was to serve this as the main course at her wedding and she said yes, along with some fruit. She's not vegetarian or vegan and neither is her family or fiancé. She asked me my honest opinion if people would like it and I told her I didn't think people were going to like it. As I said, we live in the deep South, USA, and everyone has pretty basic taste in food, which is what I told her. I told her this could be okay as like finger foods for cocktail hours, people still probably wouldn't eat it, but not the main course. It really was not enough to be a main course even if it was good food. She called me an asshole as apparently this is the only type of food that will fit her wedding theme. I would rather be honest with her now, than people trash talk her wedding because of gross food. Am I a hole here?